What's up, people? This is Franchise Play, and I am playing NASCAR Unleashed. Now, this is Activision's newest NASCAR game. It is not to be confused with NASCAR 11, NASCAR 2011. That was purely a simulation, and this is absolutely not. What you want to do when you play this game, just so you get it in the proper perspective, you don't start playing it thinking you're going to get something that this is not. This is really kind of like the equivalent of NFL Blitz or NBA Jam. Just flip it to NASCAR racing. You can even look at the way that the cars are modeled. It really looks like this is like Lightning McQueen's car or something like that, because it really straight looks like you're playing like Disney Pixar cars. So once you get by that, if you choose to even go any further, you can kind of look and see at what the racing action is like. Honestly, this is something that is for your kid, your baby brother, your nephew, something like that. It's going to be really hard pressed for me to see any person that really actually likes NASCAR really getting into this. The action is fast and furious, and whoa, that's crash makes me really wonder if I can pass the little epilepsy test at the front of the instruction manuals, because that just kind of really flipped me upside down. But basically, like I said, this is nowhere near a simulation. This is just about speed, boost, drifting, and that sort of thing. That's what this is totally about. Even the wrecks are pretty inconsequential. They're just supposed to be kind of like spectacular, but they've taken out pretty much the violent, really violent look to them. So, you know, even though the game really controls a lot like Burnout, it looks completely different because, like I said, it has that extreme cartoon look. So what you're looking at now is me in championship mode. And in championship mode, what you're doing is you're not going through the entire chase or anything in the point system. You're going through all of the different, most of the different tracks that are included in NASCAR, and you are basically trying to unlock different drivers, unlock the different tracks, and unlock the different vehicles. So it's very, very, very simple. And honestly, unless it is a kid, I really can't see it being something that, you know, if you played for, hey, say 4 hours combined over 4 days or 4 or 5 days, that you would have a hard time kind of really blowing through if you've had any type of experience in any type of racing game. Yeah, it's very much, it's like a mixture of Burnout, some of the Need for Speed games, and the only thing about this that's even remotely associated with NASCAR is the cars and the drivers, and those are all there just for pretty much for label's sake. It has nothing to do with the action. So if that is not a turn off for you, then this might be something that you want to go ahead and try. It's definitely not a horribly made game or horribly executed once you go ahead and accept it for what it is. But I thought it might be a quick turnaround for them to bring another NASCAR simulation out, and apparently they thought so too, because they gave us this. So I am in my custom made car, so this is like the creator driver thing, which is really not really in depth at all. And this is what I do for games that I'm not doing like a full review. This is kind of like I call it in the title there, a quick hit review. And so I'm not going to be too harsh on the game. I'm going to give it, I'm going to take into consideration what it is, and obviously who the audience is for it. And I'll tell you what, I'll give 2 ratings for it. If I give a rating based on experienced NASCAR drivers and people, not NASCAR drivers, but experienced fans of NASCAR games or just driving simulations period, then it's gonna pretty much get a 5 and a 5.5, because you're gonna be very bored and disappointed with this. Now, if it's for your kid, which is, like I said, who would be best designed for, then I would give it as high as an 8, because it does have some pretty much some cheap thrill type of enjoyment to it, you know, and it gives you some nice goals to go ahead, hey, unlock this driver, unlock that driver, especially if you sit up and you kind of watch NASCAR with your child, or with your, you know, with your son or your daughter, and they've become somewhat familiar, and they've picked a driver, a person that, you know, like they're gonna follow and they're gonna like, and even if they pick somebody they're gonna hate, the game has a nice little bit of a rival system that it has set up. So it's pretty much, once you wreck a car, then that car becomes, or that driver becomes, your rival, and then so when you see him in the rearview mirror, it shows up, that car is like emblazoned in red, so you kind of watch for them. But it, you know, the driver personalities don't come into play, so don't expect, you know, to see certain drivers like Kyle Busch trying to wreck everybody. I'm not even sure if Kyle Busch is even in the game. I don't think I saw his name, but he's probably in there. Probably somebody had to unlock a little bit later on by him being one of the more popular people. But here now I'm driving as Jimmy. As you can see from the, this is a time trial. As you can see from the make of the car and the model of the car, this is not made to be, you know, a real life depiction of Jimmy's Lowe's car. So, and this here is basically me just riding the boost, you know, which is, and I'm hitting the railings, which is kind of hard to do, not to do, but like I said, it's really it's kind of, you know, what a good analogy for it is, driving in this game is like bowling with the bumpers on. And that's what it's like. It's like bowling with the bumpers on. So you really, you'll hit the lines or hit the sides, but, and you'll, you know, drive off the track, but overall it doesn't really impact how well you can really, I mean, it slows you down a bit, but especially if you're racing against people, because you have the option to wreck other cars and more or less drive dirty, it doesn't really, it doesn't hurt you too much. So there you have it. Those are the ratings for it. So as long as you're able to play this game and know what to expect, you'll be all right. My personal opinion, this is a rent. Let your kid play it. If they dig it and they like it and they're like, hey, you know, I want that, still wait until you can get it used. Do not buy it new. This is certainly not a $59.99 nor a $49.99 title. Not at all. And I have a feeling you just might get some, be able to get some or find some used from some people who maybe not have done their homework, didn't know that this wasn't a real life simulation of NASCAR driving, and they got it home and popped it in and was like, oh no, this is not what I want. So if you're interested at all, take a look and look out for this game used, and go ahead and grab it or rent it first. Peace and thanks for watching.